I would like to share with you the next to final chapter in my book, People Tools. In a few minutes, each of you will climb these steps onto the stage and receive your diploma. Those steps are even. They're spaced evenly. You're going to walk up them with confidence. But some steps in life are not as easy. I begin each chapter with two quotations. And in my chapter, Uneven Steps, the first quotation is from an emperor of Rome and noted philosopher, Marcus Aurelius. He said, "Look to the essence of a thing, whether it be a point of doctrine, of practice, or of interpretation." Henry David Thoreau wrote, "I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately and see if I could learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived." Davine and I had set aside the final day of our vacation in Jerusalem for last-minute shopping. But before we left our hotel, the telephone rang. It was Adam, a biblical scholar and our tour guide. For 2 weeks, he had shepherded us through the ancient monuments and unfamiliar philosophies of a timeless land. "You must explore today the historic excavation south of the old city," he insisted. We agreed to meet him at the Western Wall in late afternoon, not knowing exactly why. I was born in Los Angeles in 1940. To me, any building older than I am is an historical monument. But in the Holy Land, the concept of old takes on an entirely new meaning. Here, nothing was old unless it had existed for at least 20 centuries. During our travels in Israel, we had stood at the mouth of a verdant valley. Adam claimed it was the exact spot where David slew Goliath. We climbed to the top of the partially excavated walls of Jericho, a site that humans have inhabited continuously for 10,000 years. We viewed the Dead Sea from the high and ancient fortress of Masada. It turned out that Adam's reason for drawing us back to the old city of Jerusalem at the twilight of our stay was not archaeological. After squinting up at great stone walls and peering down to the depths of vertical shafts, which I thought of as earthen time tunnels, we found ourselves standing at the base of the southern steps to the Second Temple, which was demolished almost 2,000 years ago. "Notice something unusual about these steps?" Adam asked. During our days together, he had frequently challenged us with a question like this. Coincidentally, the night before, I had read about these very steps in our guidebook. "Uneven," I said. "That's right. Why is that? Were the people who built the Second Temple just careless? Did they use a bad contractor? Have the steps become uneven over the passage of time, ground settled, earthquakes?" Adam loved to share his personal distillation of ancient wisdom. "So that we would think," I said. Adam had quoted the Old Testament throughout our travels. His opinions usually differed from those in our modern guidebooks, but this time he agreed. "Yes, most steps are even. You wouldn't want to trip on the stairs while carrying a morning cup of coffee up to your bedroom. And you don't want to have to pay attention to each individual step every time you enter a building. But those who built the Second Temple wanted each person who came here to slow down, to think before he acted, and to delve into the essence of life and what he could learn here." Essence. Was that the reason Davine and I had flown from Los Angeles to Jerusalem, survived on airline and hotel food for almost 2 weeks, and abandon our final shopping spree? Was the ultimate reason of our journey simply to stand on these uneven steps, to slow down and pay attention? Was the heart of my life simply to be mindful? As Adam, Devine, and I huddled on those venerable stairs, brushed by the clamor of distant traffic, caressed by the silence of eternal dusk, I knew that life, at its core, is simple. At the center of the most elaborate puzzles in life, there sits a truest truth, the essence of the matter. I recalled a meditation class in which I had spent 20 minutes eating a single raisin. Later, in gathering darkness, we three descended the 2,000-year-old steps of the Second Temple, paying attention to each stride as the ancient builders had intended. With each step, I felt, perhaps like Thoreau, that in these few moments I had truly lived. Pay attention to all of life's uneven steps. Thank you.